Hello, and welcome to Indivisible's phone bank training tutorial. Whether you are a seasoned member of the Indivisible network or have recently joined our community, we want you to know we are so glad you're here. This short video will inform you on everything you need to know in order to start making phone calls to voters to help impact this critical election. If you've already experienced this training with Indivisible, perhaps via webinar, and you're ready to jump in, please go to indivisible.org/phonebank to get started and sign up for a call shift. All right, let's get started. Here's what we will accomplish by the end of this short training. First, you will understand Indivisible's phone banking strategy and goals. You will also learn about how to use our user-friendly online call tool, HUBDIALER. Finally, you will be ready to make engaging and effective phone calls to voters. Let's take a moment to talk about why these calls are so important. Right now, we are facing the most important election of our lifetime, and Indivisible is launching a nationwide direct voter contact program so that we can engage with and encourage as many voters as possible to go out and cast their ballot this November, and to bring the blue wave home to the House, the Senate, and the White House. And we know that person-to-person communication works. What we refer to as peer-to-peer communications tools, like phone banking, are proven methods to connect with voters and increase participation in the election. Phone banking is an easy and accessible way to make sure that we are reaching voters that we may not be able to reach through other forms of communication. It's also important to note, as a result of many public health and safety measures taken due to COVID-19, several states are now offering different options on how voters can cast their ballots, such as by utilizing absentee voting or early voting periods. We are committed to making sure that voters understand these options and are able to safely cast their ballot. Our experts have done the math, and we have a big goal this year. Our goal is to complete 20 million voter contact attempts in key districts and states across the country. And your participation by making phone calls with us is a critical part of how we will meet that goal and make an impact this November. Now we'll go over the specifics of what we're actually talking to voters about when we reach them on the phones. We will be determining support for our candidates and help increase candidate name identification. We will also be sharing key information with voters on how they can safely cast their ballot. Finally, we will answer any questions and share information as best we can on the candidate and on the voting process. We have 3 key priorities on where we are making calls this year. First, we are supporting the Indivisible PAYBACK project to flip Senate seats currently held by Republicans in Maine, Iowa, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Arizona, Montana, Colorado, Texas, and Kentucky. At the same time, we are making contact with voters in key battleground states for the 2020 presidential election, including in Florida, Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. And finally, we will be making calls to support Indivisible's nationally endorsed candidates and talk to voters about where they stand on the issues and encourage them to support these candidates with their vote. All right, y'all, we are halfway through this video. Let's shift gears a little to take some time to review a few examples of different scripts you'll be using during your calls. We want to make it as easy as possible for you to have great conversations with voters. Here's an example of what a script might look like when we're calling voters to determine support for a candidate. You can see here that you are provided the name of the voter in order to ask for them by name. Once you reach the voter, you'll greet them and explain that you're a volunteer with Indivisible Action and ask if they have a moment to talk about the upcoming election. You will then ask which candidate they plan to support in a specific race. Based on their response, you'll record their answer in HUBDIALER, and then you will be provided different responses customized to their answer in order to continue the conversation. Here's an example of a different kind of script, one that will be used to help determine if somebody is planning to use vote by mail in their state. As with the first script, you will ask for the voter by name and explain who you are and why you're calling. In this example, you will let them know that as a voter in their specific state, they have the opportunity to vote by mail this November. You will then ask them if they have received their vote by mail application. Depending on how they respond, we will provide you additional guidance in order to continue the conversation. Finally, we have what we call a GOTV script, or Get Out the Vote. In this example, we are again greeting the voter by name, and we are sharing information on how they can vote early in their state, including providing the specific dates to do so. We will then ask when they are planning to go vote, and we will record their answer. As with other scripts, we will also provide you information based on their reply in order to continue the conversation. So let's recap. In the past few minutes, we've talked a lot about why we're making these calls, who we're talking to, and what we'll be talking about. Finally, let's talk about how to do it. All calls will be made through a program called HUBDIALER, which is a predictive dialing platform we will use to call voters directly. For those who have made calls with us before, whether during the fight to stop Trump Care or the fight to save SCOTUS, we've had great success using the platform. The system will dial all of the phone numbers for you, which means that we can weed out any busy signals or answering machines. This allows you to spend as much time as possible talking to voters in real time during your shift. It's also really easy to use. All you need is a computer, and that can be a desktop or laptop, whatever you prefer or have on hand, and a phone, and that can be either a cell phone or a landline. That's it. I do want to note that it is important for you to have both a computer and a phone in order to make calls with the HUBDIALER system. Once you have signed up for a call shift on the website, you should check your inbox for a confirmation email you will automatically receive when you sign up. This will have your login link to join HUBDIALER. Next, click on the link to sign into HUBDIALER when you are ready to begin your shift. The HUBDIALER campaign ID and passcode will automatically populate for you. Once you're logged into HUBDIALER, you will be able to go over the instructions for how to use the platform, as well as how to record answers for those you contact. It's always encouraged to take time to familiarize yourself with the entire process before making calls. You will also see a preview of the script you'll be using for your calls. It's particularly important to take time to read through and practice the script so that you are comfortable using it during your calls. Once you've read the instructions and you have reviewed the script a few times, you can click Let's Get Started. The next step will be to pair your phone with your HUBDIALER account. First, using the phone which you would like to use to receive your calls during your shift, dial the phone number you see on the screen in front of you. Listen to the automated message and then enter the dialing code provided on the screen. The automated message will then read you a confirmation code over the phone, which must be entered into the field you see on the screen. Once you have entered your confirmation code, click Start Calls to complete the pairing. You will then be placed into the queue to receive your very first call. Just a note here, your personal phone number will never show while you are using the system to make calls. Before you're connected, you'll hear a beep. It could take a few minutes to be connected for your first call, but make sure you're ready since your first call might be connected quickly. Once you hear the beep, the person has already said hello, so you can immediately start reading the script on the screen in front of you. Here's an example of what the page will look like when you're actually connected with a voter. First, we will review what is available on the left-hand side in the blue column. The first button says, "This is an answering machine." You shouldn't be connected to any voicemails or answering machines, but in case the system misses one, just select, "This is an answering machine," and you will be reconnected to a new call. You do not need to leave a voicemail. Next, you'll see there's several options for what we call call dispositions. You should select these if, for example, the voter is not home, if we have reached the wrong number, if the person who picks up refuses to speak with us, if somebody asks to be removed from future calls, if there is a language barrier, or if the voter has passed away. You can then use the Next Call button to be connected to a new call at any point. If for some reason you need to record any information that can't be saved using either the call disposition options or the survey questions, please use the Notes field. Finally, if you need to take a break or you have reached the end of your shift, just click "This is my last call" and you will be removed from the call queue. On the right-hand side of the screen, you will see a script similar to the ones we reviewed earlier. This script will automatically populate with the name of the voter for your reference. It's important to make sure we ask for the voter by name in case the person who answered the phone is not the voter we're looking for. You can also see there's an option to record your answers to the questions we ask them. Use the radio buttons to capture how the voter responds. Here are a few important notes to keep in mind during your call shift. Read through the entire script till completion for each call. Record any answers as you receive them while you are on the phone. You can use the next call button to end your current call and you'll be moved back into the queue. Please do not hang up between calls. If you want to take a break or end your call shift, just click "This is my last call" and you will be removed from the queue. If you do reach a voicemail or answering machine at any point, please do not leave a message. Use the "This is an answering machine" button and we will try the phone number again at a later time. And if you are having any issues using HUBDIALER or the system is having difficulty loading, please log out of HUBDIALER and log back in. All right, we are in the home stretch. Just a few final reminders. If you've already completed the call shift sign-up form, your login information for HUBDIALER is in your inbox. The link in the confirmation email will automatically include the HUBDIALER campaign ID and passcode needed to sign in. If you have any technical difficulties and logging out and logging back in doesn't fix them, there is an option to report any tech issues within the HUBDIALER system. And if you have any final questions, please email field@indivisible.org for support. Thanks for watching this video and for everything you're doing to help make an impact in this election. If you're ready to get started, go to indivisible.org/phonebank for your first call shift.